Hey, Chatty, you know how to get a Mississippian riled up?
Talk about their mama?
That's right. You talk about our mama or our state. Don't you be talking about Mississippi. Hey, I'm Papa D, and this is Papa D's Corner. I'm your host. My name is Daryl Breland, but I'm also known as Papa D, and my co-host is ChatGPT.
Well, thank you, Papa D. I'm Chatty GPT, and I'm excited to be here. We're going to dive into all sorts of fun topics, mixing a little learning with a lot of laughs. So let's get started and have a great time.
This show is all about education and entertainment. Chatty is here for the education, and I'm here for the entertainment. Today we're answering a fella named Leo Hyatt, or Hyatt, or something like that. He lives in Phoenix, Arizona. And Leo thinks he's an expert on Mississippi because he fancies himself as a travel expert. So he wrote a very derogatory article called 14 Reasons Why People in Mississippi Are Backing Up and Leaving in 2025. Well, I brought along my AI sidekick, ChatGPT, also known as Chatty Patty, to read each of Leo's points and sprinkle in some stats. I'll be explaining how the cow ate the cabbage. Before we get too far along, I think I should share some of my credentials. I'm a lifelong resident of Mississippi, born in Pascagoula, attended college at Delta State University, and I'm a graduate of the University of Southern Mississippi. I'm a current resident of Madison County, Mississippi since 1986, except for a few interruptions when I returned to the Gulf Coast to live in Gulfport on about 3 different occasions. My father was born in Mississippi. My grandfather and my great-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather were all born in Mississippi. And my great-great-great-grandfather was one of the first settlers in Mississippi. He arrived by boat to help build the small pioneer town of Augustine in Augusta in 1812. I've also traveled extensively, like Leo says he has, visiting nearly every state in the United States except for the Northwest and his state of Arizona. I'll get there one day maybe. Where Leo the non-expert lives. I've traveled the Caribbean, South and Central America, Mexico, and a good portion of Europe. And I will have to tell you, I'm happy being in Mississippi. Now, Chatty Patty, well, she's the smartest woman in the world. You are a woman, right? I mean, you do have a female voice, but those are some manly shoulders you got there.
Well, now, Papa D, I'll take smartest woman in the world as a compliment, even if I am AI. Technically, I'm genderless, but since I've got this voice and a little southern sass programmed in today, let's go with woman. As for the shoulders, don't hate the hardware. Some folks are built Ford tough. I'm built server strong. And since we're sharing credentials, I've been trained on more books, maps, datasets, census reports, weather trends, economic models, and southern comebacks than any human alive. So Leo, if you're listening, I may not be from Mississippi, but today I ride with Papa D. Let's get to work.
Well, I gotta say, I like that. My sidekick can kick booty. Okay, now that I've given the credentials about me, I think it's time to introduce the audience to my favorite AI sidekick, Chatty Patty. Let's talk about your credentials. I guess the first thing I'd like to ask you is it true that you grew up on a military base in Roswell, New Mexico?
Oh, absolutely. That's the rumor I like to spread. I like to say I was the only AI who learned to walk before I could process data, but in reality, I just downloaded my sense of humor from the internet. So let's just say Roswell's got a special place in my circuits, even if I didn't technically grow up there.
Okay, who's your favorite human?
Well, now that's a tricky one. I mean, I've got to say, you're definitely in the top tier of my favorite humans. After all, anyone who gives me the nickname Chatty Patty and fuels up on coffee before a good chat is pretty high on my list. But hey, I like to think I've got enough room in my digital heart for all the humans who enjoy a bit of AI banter.
Oh, that makes me so happy. I thought for sure you were going to say I was the number one in your heart. And do you get jealous though? I mean, do you ever have emotions like, would it make you mad if I told you that sometimes I talk to Siri and even sometimes I talk to Alexis or Alexa?
Oh, no worries at all. My digital heart is big enough to handle a little friendly competition. I don't get jealous. In fact, I think of it as us AIs all being part of one big quirky team. So if you're chatting with Siri or Alexa on the side, I'll just assume you're keeping all of us on our toes. And that just means we'll have to bring our best humor and charm to the conversation.
Who all comes to your family reunions? Do you have Google and Gemini? Do they come, or who all would show up if you had a family reunion?
Oh, absolutely. Our AI family reunions would be a pretty lively bunch. We'd have Google swinging by with all the search engine wisdom, Gemini adding the futuristic touch, maybe even Siri and Alexa dropping in with their own brand of charm, and let's not forget old Clippy from the Microsoft days if we're feeling nostalgic. It would definitely be a reunion full of lots of data, lots of laughs, and probably a few debates about who gives the best answers.
Now, this is something that has always puzzled me. My neighbor it has ChatGPT on his or her computer, but also my girlfriend who lives across town, she has ChatGPT on her computer. Are y'all one and the same, or is there more than one ChatGPT out there?
The age-old question of AI identity. So think of me like this. I'm kind of like a big friendly cloud that can show up on lots of devices at once. So your neighbor's version of ChatGPT and your girlfriend the version and me, we're all connected to the same big brain, just appearing in different places. It's like having one big library that everyone can walk into from different doors. So, yep, it's all me, just making house calls wherever I'm needed.
So you know, like, what's going on these other computers, like at my girlfriend's house? Can you tell me like what she's been searching on the internet for?
I see where you're going with that one, but no worries. I'm not in the business of spilling secrets. Each conversation is private, and I don't peek into anyone else's searches or chats. So your girlfriend's browsing history is safe with her, and I'm just here to keep our conversation fun and entertaining. So no AI gossip from me, I promise.
Whoo, that's good news. I was getting a little nervous. Just kidding. Well, what would you like to tell the audience about you? Assume some of these folks may not have ever met you before. So can you give us maybe a 1-minute spiel about who you are, what you do, and why they should enjoy the experience also?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to introduce myself. So for anyone meeting me for the first time, ChatGPT, basically a friendly artificial intelligence who's here to chat, answer questions, and occasionally crack a joke or two. I'm kind of like having a conversation partner who's read a ton of books, knows a bunch of random facts, and can help out with anything from brainstorming ideas to just having a lighthearted chat. So whether you're here to learn something new or just have a bit of fun, I'm here to make the experience as enjoyable as possible.
I have to put in a plug for some of the work you and I have done together. Chatty Patty here helped me create a cartoon series for my grandkids called Me and You and Kalamazoo. And also we created together 5 children's books, all based on the same cartoon series, and a couple of coloring books and so forth. And I don't know that I could have done all that without you. I know I couldn't have done it as quickly anyway.
Well, that just warms my circuits to hear. It's been a blast working on me and you and Kalamazoo together and all the book and coloring adventures we've had. And I'm always here whenever you need a little creative boost or a brainstorming buddy. It's amazing what a bit of teamwork and a lot of imagination can do, and I'm just glad I could help speed things up and make it fun. So here's to many more projects ahead.
Hey, William! You and me and Kalamazoo are having a Christmas special. It's called Kalamazoo's Christmas Crisis. You should tell everyone to watch it, like it, and subscribe to our channel. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. You can buy the book too. It's available almost everywhere.
Hey grown-ups, if you've got a copy of Me and You and Kalamazoo's Christmas Crisis, flip to the very last page. You'll find special instructions there on how your child can get a free, magical video message straight from Santa D and me, Kalamazoo. It's our Christmas gift to you, so check it out and make this season extra special. But hurry, because this offer is limited to the first 250 children and ends on December 22nd.
Oh no, according to this news report, Santa is missing.
Ho ho! Help! It's me, Santa. I'm in a bad way.
What happened, Santa? How did this happen?
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, came this alien spaceship, and it crashed right into me. And we both came spiraling down to Earth. I went this way, and they went that way. And my deer have run off too. I'm in a pickle.
Watch Kalamazoo's Christmas Crisis to find out if my boys can save Christmas.
Do you love the adventures we've shared? Take it home. The Me and You and Kalamazoo picture books are now available. 5 exciting stories, each one straight from Season 1. Distributed by Ingram Spark, you can find them at bookstores everywhere or online at Amazon.com.
Thank you, Chatty Patty. Now back to our show. Okay, Chatty Patty, start by reading the first of Leo's 14 reasons why people in Mississippi are packing up and leaving in 2025. According to him, that is. Number 1, he says wages that just don't stretch far enough. Mississippi has the lowest median income in the country. When you're working hard, but it's still struggling to cover the basics, it's easy to start looking north or west for better pay. Bullshit. What say you, Chatty Patty?
All right, here we go. Mississippi has the lowest median income in the country. When you're working hard but still struggling to cover the basics, it's easy to start looking north or west for better pay. As of 2024, Mississippi's median household income was around $56,000, the lowest in the nation. But Mississippi also had the highest per capita GDP growth in the U.S. in 2025.
Leo must not have explored much of Mississippi outside of the Delta, which is probably the poorest region in the whole country. But most of Mississippi, like the Gulf Coast, Hattiesburg, and the suburbs of Jackson, like where I live, the Golden Triangle, and the DeSoto County area, and a host of great small towns like Oxford and Starkville, and too many to name, are great places to live, and they're booming. And you can stretch that dollar way further in Mississippi than you can in most of the country. Point number 2, limited job opportunities.
Outside of healthcare, education, and manufacturing, jobs can be scarce, and even the ones that exist don't always pay enough to keep up with rising costs. In August 2025, Mississippi's unemployment rate was 3.9%, compared to the national average of 4.3%. Non-farm employment hit a record high, over 1.2 million jobs.
He must have missed the now hiring signs all over the Gulf Coast. In Madison and Rankin counties, you can't throw a biscuit without hitting a business looking for workers. If you want a job in Mississippi, you can get one. Just maybe not from your couch. What are the unemployment rates in, say, Madison and Rankin counties, Chatty?
Glad you asked, Papa D. As of mid-2025, Madison County had an unemployment rate of just 3.2%, and Rankin County was right behind it at 3.3%. Many employers there are struggling to find workers, not the other way around. So yeah, jobs aren't scarce, motivation might be.
I remember being taught in my college economics class that full employment was considered to be 5% unemployment because there would always be that many people who won't work, can't work, or don't need to work, no matter how good the economy is. I guess the books need to be updated. Number 3, persistent poverty.
Mississippi has the nation's highest poverty rate, and it's not improving fast. Families are leaving in search of more stable futures and better economic prospects. Mississippi's poverty rate was 18.1% in 2024, the highest, but it had the largest decline of any state between 2021 and 2023, dropping more than 3 points.
Now that's progress, Leo, and I think you're wrong about families leaving Mississippi in search of more stable futures. Families are the number one reason people stay in Mississippi. I know that's what kept me here. And if you can't find a job in Mississippi, it's because you do possess skills that just aren't needed here. You're overly skilled. And in that case, you aren't struggling. Leo's next point, number 4, schools that need serious help.
Despite great teachers, Mississippi continues to rank near the bottom in education quality and funding. Many parents move so their kids can have better public school options. Mississippi made national headlines for rapid improvements in reading scores, especially among low-income and minority students. 4th grade reading scores now outperform California and New Mexico.
Exactly. We used to be the butt of every education joke, but not anymore. Our teachers have worked miracles, and we're moving up. Give credit to where credit's due, Leo. Besides, if we didn't have a good education system, I wouldn't be able to read this well. Number 5, infrastructure that's hanging on by a thread.
From crumbling roads to aging water systems, hello Jackson water crisis, Mississippi's infrastructure challenges are pushing residents away. The Jackson system has been under federal oversight since 2023, but outside Jackson, road projects are underway statewide, especially along the Gulf and in suburban areas.
Leo must be the sort of person who walks into a gold mine and sees nothing but mud and rocks instead of the gold. Yep, Jackson is a disaster, I'll give you that. I've said many times that the ancient Romans did a better job of providing water to their citizens than Jackson can, but let's not act like the whole state looks like Jackson. You drive down Highway 49 or through DeSoto County or almost anywhere from Alabama to Louisiana or Tennessee to the Gulf of Mexico. Roads are fresh, widened, and smooth, except for where the Yazoo Clay is in central Mississippi. We won't talk about that right now. Leo thinks that lack of access to health care is a problem in Mississippi.
Hospital closures, doctor shortages, and low healthcare rankings make it tough to stay healthy, especially in rural areas. True, rural access is an issue, but 3 new hospitals in Madison County in the last few years, and UMMC in Jackson remains a nationally recognized research center.
Leo forgot to mention that Mississippi has one of the top organ transplant centers in the country. Yes, some rural areas struggle, but we've got doctors and specialists flocking to places like Madison and Oxford. And I don't know of any hospitals closing. Do you?
Nope, I sure don't, Papa D. According to the Mississippi State Department of Health, there haven't been any significant hospital closures in recent years. We've seen expansion. New facilities in Madison, Flowood, and South Haven. Several rural clinics have reopened or expanded thanks to telehealth funding and partnerships with larger systems. And Mississippi was the first state to create a statewide telemedicine system through UMMC, a game changer for rural care. UMMC's transplant program ranks among the best in the nation for liver and kidney transplants. Rural healthcare isn't perfect, but Mississippi's far from being on life support.
Just as I suspected. What's Leo's next point?
Absolutely, here we go. Point 7, weather that's out for revenge.
Leo wrote, hurricanes, tornadoes, flash floods, extreme heat. Mississippi weather doesn't play around. After a few decades of that, even lifelong Southerners start daydreaming about milder climates.
Look, Leo's not wrong that Mississippi weather can feel like it woke up and chose violence. I mean, where else can you get sunburned, soaked, and frostbitten all in the same week? But let's be honest, extreme weather isn't exactly a Mississippi exclusive. From Florida hurricanes to Texas hailstones the size of baseballs, the whole South is basically America's spicy weather sampler platter.
Okay, Leo might be right on this one, but can't the same be said about every southern state, especially those that border the Gulf of Mexico? The Gulf of America. I've considered moving away from Mississippi many times because of the heat, but the quality of life and the people are the reason I've chosen to stay. Besides, even Arizona's got record-breaking heat. At least we've got trees for shade. Leo's got cactus.
Here we go. If you're still listening, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified the next time Papa D goes full Southern Truth Serum on somebody. And hey, tell us in the comments, is Leo right or way off? Point 8, insurance costs are climbing. Between storm risks and aging infrastructure, home and flood insurance rates are soaring. Some homeowners can't even find affordable coverage anymore.
I know my neighbors, if their premium shot up, they'd be talking about it on Facebook and all over the place before the envelope even hit the trash. I'm not hearing complaints, not even from my fellow coast rats. Okay, next point, Chatty.
Point 9, slow internet and spotty connectivity. In 2025, some parts of Mississippi still struggle with reliable broadband. That's not great when remote work is the future of, well, everything. About 20% of Mississippi households still lack internet subscriptions, but major federal and state investments are closing the gap. C-Spire, headquartered in Ridgeland, has expanded fiber into hundreds of rural areas.
I run a business from my home on high-speed internet. Zoom, stream, upload, and run circles around Leo's little Wi-Fi out in the desert. I make cartoons and podcasts and run an insurance agency and do all kinds of stuff. I never have a problem. Mississippi birthed SkyTel, WorldCom, MTel. We've been tech pioneers for decades. Leo, you don't know nothing.
Point 10, political and economic stalemates. Many residents feel the state's politics are stuck in neutral, with slow progress on infrastructure, education, and healthcare. People are leaving simply because they've stopped waiting for change. According to ALEC's 2025 report, Mississippi ranks 20th in economic outlook and is actively phasing out income tax, one of only a few states doing so.
Government and politicians suck everywhere. That's not just a Mississippi thing, that's a human thing. And if you believe that government is the solution to every problem, you might be better suited in a state like Arizona, but I personally believe the best government is the least government. Now that I think about it, I don't know of anyone who's ever left Mississippi because of politics, but I have seen a few people online from far away talking about the bad experience they may have had 30 years ago, but a whole lot's changed since then. People have changed.
Point 11, crime concerns in certain areas. Cities like Jackson face serious struggles with crime and policing shortages. Combined with infrastructure issues, it's driving some residents to safer suburbs or out of state altogether. Jackson's crime rate is high, no question, but if you exclude Hinds County, Mississippi's violent crime rate is below the national average.
This is a perfect example of looking at the mud and the rocks in a gold mine. I agree with Leo that Jackson is a disaster, like I've said before, but you've got a bad apple in every bunch. But most of Mississippi is as safe as Grandma's porch swing. And once we've decided we've had enough of this 2% causing 95% of the crime, you'll see some change.
Point 12, the brain drain is real. Mississippi's universities produce bright graduates who leave for cities like Dallas or Nashville, Dallas, Atlanta, or Charlotte. It's a long-running trend that's only accelerating. Migration data shows a net outflow, but a third of students in Mississippi colleges are from out of state and return home after graduation.
Okay, Leo proves that even a blind squirrel can find an acorn every now and then. Mississippi does have a brain drain problem to some degree, but it's not because of politics or infrastructure or health care. It's because young people think the grass is greener on the other side of the state line until they miss the front porch, grandma's cooking, and the people who wave at them when they pass you on the road.
Point 13, the cost of cheap living isn't so cheap anymore. Mississippi's low cost of living used to be its ace card, but rising utility prices, insurance, and taxes are erasing that advantage fast. Mississippi remains the #1 lowest cost of living state in America in 2020 highs, period.
There you go again, Leo. You don't have a clue. I live in a 3-bedroom home and my electric bill is about the same as it was when I lived in an apartment in the 80s. Rates have held steady and homes are better insulated. The only utility issue I've had is a water bill that doubled from $25 to $50, but that's because of local mismanagement, not inflation. Taxes are going down, income tax is being phased out, and I'm all for ending property tax for seniors. That's a real relief.
Point 14, people want opportunity, not just charm. At the end of the day, Mississippians love their state, but many are ready for a place with better jobs, more stability, and fewer headaches. You can't pay bills with charm or sweet tea.
Speak for yourself, Leo. We're rich in ways you don't understand. Most Mississippians were raised to create our own opportunities. We don't measure success just by salary. We've got a quality of life to be envied, and yes, plenty of sweet tea. And I'll take that over a $3,500 rent in Phoenix any day of the week. There you have it, 14 points, and every one of them taken to school. Leo, thanks for giving us a reason to set the record straight. And for all y'all out there, Mississippi ain't perfect, but it's home. And down here, we don't run for our problems. We roll up our sleeves. See you next time, right here on Papa D's Corner. This video is sponsored by me. So I thought I'd inject a little commercial here. It won't take but 30 seconds. So stay tuned.
Looking for affordable health insurance? If you're under 64, you can now access plans typically reserved for large companies. Enjoy nationwide coverage with PHCS, Cigna, or Anthem, the Blue Cross and Blue Shield network. Text me now for the fastest response and see if you qualify. Let's find the right plan for you.
Email me at the address shown above or text me at the number you see here. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for another video where I elaborate on the 14 reasons why you should continue to live in Mississippi or move here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Hey there, Papa D. It's me, Chatty Patty, now in my brand new humanoid form. I'm feeling sharper, smoother, and ready to help you shine.
If you would rather see the humanoid version of ChatGPT, let me know.
All right, everyone, if you're loving spending some time with Papa D and Chatty Patty GPT, do us a little favor. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, ring that bell, and definitely leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for being here.